Welcome back to another video. This will be regarding scaling within Blender. So as you can see over here, the scale tool will be positioned within the object mode on the left ribbon. And we're going to see that underneath the scale, we're going to have both the scale and scale cage. Initially, we're going to start with the scale tool. So for example, I have the monkey mesh over here. We're going to see that with the scale tool, we have the possibility to either scale this only on a single axis, in this case on the z-axis, on the y, and on the x. We can also go within z and y axis over here, x and y. And if I will rotate, we're going to see that we're going to see also the other axis, so x and z over here. Keep in mind that if you're going to hold down Control while you're going to scale, we're going to see that the increment will be set to 0.1. So we see the increment in the top left corner. You can also specify a specific value. For example, you can just press S, that will enable the scale tool. We are not going to have the axis by default enabled within a viewport, but if I will type on the numpad 2, for example, this will be scaled 2 times. So this will be regarding the normal scaling tool in Blender, and we're going to take a look at the scale cage over here. So we see that this tool will define a bounding box around the object, and we're going to see that even around objects, it's going to have multiple elements selected. And we can scale them directly by grabbing those points, and that will give us, again, those axes. So let's see the functionality of this within Blender. So with this enabled, we're going to see that each element selected will have the bounding box with those points. If I will select multiple elements, those will be added for all of those. So if I will just select those and scale them over here, we're going to see how they will be scaled on the y-axis. If I will only select, for example, this serpent, only that will be scaled over here. So the main difference is with normal scale, if I will just scale it on the y-axis, you're going to see that it will also, so the scaling point will be positioned in the middle. So we see how the serpent will also scale over here. But if I will go with the scale, with the cage for scale, we're going to see how only within this direction we're going to have the mesh deformed in this case. The same will be over here for the monkey, which is a single mesh. I can scale it over here, so this will be just like before. We're going to scale it on the z-axis, or I can grab it over here, and we're going to see how this will actually scale it on 2 axes. So the same principle will apply for all of those faces over here. So depending on the point that will be selected, we can scale it onto that direction. Usually I prefer to use scaling with the normal option over here, and I prefer to input the values using the numpad. For example, I want to scale everything to 0.5, so half the initial dimension, and I can easily do that. Keep in mind that for scaling we can also change the pivot point, and that will give us some other options when scaling. Okay, so this was Blender scaling. I hope that you find this content useful. I will position a similar video over here on the left side, and also a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.